Longhorn football fans meet their new head coach.
I think he'll continue that success here at Texas.
Charlie Strong heads to Texas, the beginning of a new era for the university.
He's the right person to represent our university on the field, on the campus, in the community, in the living rooms of potential recruits. He's the right person to carry on the winning tradition that we have.
An in-depth look at what's ahead for the team.
I am humbled and pledged to make this the best.
Charlie Strong is already making an impact on the Longhorns and their fans. He had a lot to say during his first news conference today, which we showed live on TV and on KXAN.com. KXAN Sports Director Roger Wallace was there to ask him questions and get some answers about what's ahead for the Horns. A very interesting day.
Well, his last name says so much about it. I think he brings strength and toughness, and he's going to maybe change some things about this program. Charlie Strong hit all the keys in his first and probably longest news conference as head coach at Texas. The first person mentioned was Darrell Royal. The first person to greet him was Royal's wife and widow, Edith. He spoke of relationships, he wants to build with former players. Texas high school coaches said he had great conversation with Mack Brown last night. It's not lost on Strong. He is the first African-American head coach in any men's sport at Texas. And after deciding to leave Louisville after 4 successful years, the thrill is now.
I already had a job, had a great job where I was, and then when this job did come available, you always want to feel like that this is the best of the best, and I always think about the 1% of 1%, this is the top of the line. And I said that when you have an opportunity, there's so many jobs like this, when you have that opportunity to go to the best, you got to put your name in it and just see where it's going to take you. I know it's a larger stage, but let's say this. At the end of the day, it's all about winning. It's all about developing young people, and it's all about doing things the right way. It's never about me. It's always about the young man. I want to make sure that it's all about building them and making sure that they represent this university the right way. And so happy and proud. Hook 'em.
Strong, his wife Vicky, and 2 daughters made the trip in. His wife Vicky, known for her involvement in the community in Louisville the last 4 years. This is a man who has paid his dues in coaching. In fact, there was a time when he didn't know if he'd ever get a chance at being a head coach. He was a career assistant in 1999, defensive coordinator under Lou Holtz at South Carolina, and then he went to the University of Florida. In fact, he had 2 stints at the University of Florida, part of 2 national championship teams under Urban Meyer with the Gators. He said that really helped set him up for a stage like the University of Texas. And then, of course, 4 years at Louisville, 37 victories, 23 in the last 2 years, and a 3-1 bowl record with a Sugar Bowl win over, coincidentally, Florida. He takes over a job with commitments that often go beyond what happens on the field. Our Brent Carney takes a closer look.
Spring practice is months away, but working the room starts immediately. This job brings with it a vocal and influential group of boosters and extra media commitments. So is the coach, known for his intensity and toughness, wired for it?
I know this. I was been told I'm going to be the football coach first, so we're going to handle our football program.
His first and foremost job is to coach football, right? So he can serve those stakeholders the best by having a program with integrity, a program with toughness, a program that develops young athletes, and that's what he'll focus on.
He's intense and charismatic. I wouldn't want to be the player that has to go explain something to him where I messed up.
Obviously, there's many that believe a personality like Strong's is exactly what the football team needs. But was he the guy that Texas wanted? Was he the first choice for the job?
I don't know where that perception comes from. You know, to say that he was not the first choice is just plain wrong.
I could have been the 15th choice, and I'm so happy to be the head football coach here. So 20, 15, it doesn't matter.
Ultimately, the numbers that Strong knows matter most, more than any other duties that may come with this job, are wins and losses.
I have enough people working with me where they're going to lead me in the right direction. But let's make sure we get this football program going back. I think everyone's more interested in that than anything else.
That is the bottom line. You win football games, and the other stuff, as they say, takes care of itself.
He knows that, obviously a big day. A lot of people wondering what happens now.
Well, he's going to be busy. Today was a whirlwind. He's got to get to work. First and foremost, he needs a coaching staff. Now, many figure he will bring several coaches from the University of Louisville because January 15th, a key recruiting period begins. And keep in mind, he's got UT commitments. He basically has to re-recruit, and then he's going to want to add to that. And then you're talking about spring practice down the road. There's National Signing Day in February, and that is when, of course, he loads the cupboard. And spring practice, the dates he'll have to decide on with a staff. Mac Brown liked to do it early, but I got a hunch it's going to be a little bit later than normal just because of all the changes. A name to keep an eye on, Vance Bedford. That was his defensive coordinator at Louisville. He is a Texas Ex. An obvious choice if he doesn't get the Louisville head coaching job to come to Austin.
So we'll find out a lot of that shortly, I'm sure.
Yes, he meets with his new team this weekend. Remember, they're on holiday break.
Right, he hasn't even met with his players yet.
That's exactly right.
We are wondering, Roger, is this a done deal? Now, do the regents have to vote on this hire still?
It has to be formally approved by the regents, but that's a formality. The president of the university, Steve Patterson, the deal is going to get done.
All right, Roger, thank you very much. We'll have a lot more coming up in sports. And we have more on Coach Strong coming up in sports and on our website. You can take a closer look at the questions he's facing as well as what Longhorn fans are saying about the new coach. You'll find those links on the front page there at KXAN.com.